This week we continue our sail north with these beautiful dolphins on our bow, and we're heading for Schofield Island, racing the Amel 50. So who wins, the Amel 50 or Jago, the Super Maramu? We got the ballooner up today and we found dolphins at the front. There they are. We are sailing to Schofield from Percy, halfway there, and came across a pod of dolphins on our bow. Fulvio and Adele are loving it. They're just so beautiful when they're being pushed along by the bow. Waves of the bow.
In my lungs, I fear it will never go away. Attaching myself to a place that would hold me every day. I'm sinking so slowly, but I'm rising from the cage. I hate you, adore you, for forcing me to stay. One day I will come home and fall into the earth. From jungle skies to city lights, I'm following my voice.
We have been sailing all day with our genoa and ballooner poled out, and we are averaging 8 knots. Sometimes we like 9.5, and there's like 4 of us out here, and it was a bit of a race this morning, and our friends on the new Amel took a scenic route and went out that way. And now it's really on, and we're trying to keep this whole poling out system, wing on wing, butterflying, whatever you want to call it, all the way into Schofield Island. That's our plan. And beat these guys. Beautiful sailing with dolphins on our bow for like half an hour. It was great. You can see the island up ahead. But it's coming up to 21 knots, and we're going to have to either reef in or pull it down, sadly. And there's a bit of a cool system I can feel behind me coming our way. There's the other catamaran over there. Beautiful system. Everyone's so envious of the poling out. It makes the sail so much more enjoyable, less rolling and just faster, and yeah, just move through the water quicker, and it's just less uncomfortable. It's just really, really great system that these Amel Super Maramus have. Oh, they're motor sailing.
Motoring.
Oh, just motoring.
That little ketch is in front of the west wind.
Yeah. He's over there. I saw him before. Yeah, yeah. He's over there. He's motoring. But these guys on the new Amel, they're sailing, they're reaching across, right? And it's a race, so we're trying to beat them. But
A 25-year-old Super Maramu versus a new ML50.
yeah,
And so far we've got our nose in front.
it's a close race.
I don't think he knows it's a race though.
I told him last night it was a race.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
Well, I said I was going to get up at 2 a.m. to get going and get in front of them.
Well, they left pretty well exactly the same.
They did, yeah. Fulvio didn't want to pull down the ballooner because he wants to win this race. It's very important.
I know, and I was this far from pulling it down too.
Lucky you did
An
it.
extra 2 knots of breeze it was coming down.
If we win this, they're never going to hear the end of it. Oh yeah, we've got to get the kite down. We made it, you better make it a good one. Or I better make it a good one. If I can see them. Go through here. Very hard to see on camera.
Yes, another day on the cruise ship Jago, with Dee doing all the hard work. And also, of course, Adele.
Found a new spot.
So,
Found a new spot. There's 4 on the boat. It's a little bit crowded. So I had to find a sunny little spot out of the wind. And this is where I ended up.
fair enough.
Don't want to roll off and fall. They're behind us. And we're coming into Schoolfield now. Look, we're here. Had a few dramas coming in which we didn't capture on film, which is probably a good thing. And here they come. The other Amel, the new Amel, behind us. Yes, that's right, behind us. We've beaten them to the island. Here we are. I'm calling that this is the finish line. See, we're in line with the island. Oh dear, could be in trouble then. Had to start our motors now anyway because the wind is behind this mountain. I'm calling it. We're the winners of this race. We're the winners of this race. Mentioned that we won the race. Super Maramu beats Amel 50 and a new one. There he is, behind us. Woohoo! Tell you what, you can't beat these Amel Super Maramus. Hey, how good is that? Although we did have some disasters in the end, bringing everything down, which you did miss. I'll show you the damage later though. Okay, so today it's obvious we're not at Scawfell Island. We are at Lizard actually. But we had something happened coming in, and I'm going to show you what happened because we didn't capture it on film. It happened so quickly, but it's something that's been talked about a lot on the different Amel platforms. So we're just going to show you what we do when we're poling out and what actually happened that caused a bit of a drama. So that's our downwind pole, and that's the one that we had out. We're just going to swing it out so you can see how it goes out, how we set it up, and what we don't do. So Rob's just putting the genoa sheet into the end.
The first thing we do though is this is the traveller calf with the genoa. When we're going to windward, it's set about here. Seems to be about the right angle to keep the leech straight and get the right sail shape. And then as we're going further downwind, this is without the pole, we bring it forward, obviously to keep the leech straight and stop it from laying off, twisting off at the top. Maybe as far as about here for our genoa.
Just in front of the sign?
Yeah, depending how deep we sail. But when we put the pole out, we always pull it all the way back, and I'll show you why in a sec. Rightio. So first thing I'm going to do is get the, I've already got all the lines on except for the topping lift, which is this little guy here.
I'm going to go to the end of the pole and lift it up.
Right.
Now I'm trying to hold the camera, everybody, while I'm doing this, so forgive me if it's a bit wobbly.
So this one's the fore guy, it's the aft guy, this is the topping lift, and the yellow one is the brace, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we do is we lift the...
Yeah. So I kind of support it as it's going up.
Oh, and of course, hang on a sec. It's jammed under there.
And always, that purple one always gets caught.
Yeah, I've just got this tied up so that it doesn't get tangled in anything. But
yeah.
It gets caught under the chain plate there, if it's tight. But anyway, so we lift this up to around about that height.
Yep, make sure that's facing the right way. This little hook, I try to face it that way because sometimes this gets caught in it. When I'm pushing it out, I always try to push it out as we're going sort of down the wave.
Yeah.
So you've got some sort of momentum.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
So just give it a really good heave. And that's what it looks like. That's the setup. These ropes have got little marks on them as well, so you know kind of where they need to be cleated. Each one of them has got like a little mark.
Yeah. Now what you're trying to achieve here, if you give me the camera, so we've got this little whisker pole here, or a jockey pole, whatever you want to call it, and then the main pole, and see if I can line it up. You want it in a straight line if you can. If there's big swells, sometimes we'll raise the end of the pole up a little bit, just to make sure that the end of the pole doesn't dip in the water if it's rough. But see how it's pretty well in line fore and aft, up and down, and all the braces and everything are firm, not loose at all. Okay, now how do we set this up, and most importantly, and what happened to us down at Scorefell Island? We were sailing downwind all day in 15 to 20 knots, the Genoa pole out there, having a great old time, and Dee's conned me into racing an Amel 50.
Which we won, by the
Yeah,
way.
we did actually beat them. But we had the ballooner pulled out that side, and we'd furled the ballooner away. Oh, sorry, we'd lowered the ballooner, put it away, and we just had the Genoa out. Anyway, we were coming around the island and kept this poled out for too long, going downwind. As we got close to the anchorage, the katabatic wind coming off the mountain backwinded the Genoa quite violently and suddenly. Yeah. And what actually happened, and this is how these Amels are designed, I believe, to deal with that, because there's a huge amount of load with that big Genoa backwinding against all of this rig. Now, if you notice, we've got this line here running through the fair lead, which is keeping it as long as possible. And it's a stretchy rope. It's not like hip-wire cord rope or anything, it's quite stretchy. Mm-hmm. And what happened when it backwinded, that stretched, and even the topping lift and this brace stretched as well, and that whole lot came swinging back in. Well, it hit the rigging back here and the top of the bimini, I think.
I was down below.
Yeah, but what it did was it instantly released the load, and I think it's really important to have those lines as long as you can. The same with that's why you put in the Genoa track all the way back, because it's not pulling in as much as it is pulling back. Yeah. And anyway, the whole thing came crashing in, but that wasn't fun, and it was pretty dumb on our part, leaving it up too long. But that's sort of like a safety valve, because it works really, really well. This pole out system, and it takes 2 seconds to set up once you've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
And even on the other side pole, you have the two lots of poles set up, so you can go downwind with the ballooner, and we use that really frequently when we're running downwind.
Yeah, everyone's very jealous of that whole system.
Yeah, and that's as we're saying, like we're going along against a brand new Amel 50, which is a stunning boat. Yeah. Like just awesome boat. But the angle, we were running all day for like, I don't know, 8 hours or something, dead downwind in 15 to 20. And the new designed boat is more designed to, like the Amel 50 is more designed to dive downwind as the fastest VMG, whereas we could just hit square on and sit back and, do it easy. And we were actually had a quicker VMG in a 26-year-old boat. But anyway, that was a bit of a lesson. Yeah, we're more careful about the angles, but also it just reassured us that we did have the setup right with all the lines. Yeah, there's been just a lot of chat about it, and we just wanted to share that with you guys as what we do. So what we do, what works for us and what we've learned. Right, now can we put this away and go for a walk? Yes, we're off. Scorefell Island, very, very pretty. Some reef around the fringes of the beach. Here's our mates come in on the Amel 50. Did I mention that we beat them here? And a little sundown spot straight over there. Very nice, very pretty place, but it was a 10-hour sail from Percy, so it's a big day. Although we cut off an hour because we went so fast. Perfect ending to a fantastic day out on the water racing these guys today. Oh, did I mention that we won the race? Next week we continue sailing north and we reach the Whitsundays. There's Jago over there.